What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Check this out, man. I got to talk about these clowns real quick. These pathetic clowns. It's really sad, but not surprising that we live in a society where um, everything has to be politicized. Where we have people who are in positions of power who take every opportunity to make every situation political in order for them to receive some kind of gain and some kind of advancement and some kind of uh, backing. And it doesn't matter, man. We've seen the tragedy in Buffalo. We saw the tragedy at Uvalde, Texas, at the school where all those young children were murdered. And one of the first things that we see a lot of these political cats do is that they rush to their platforms in order to try to make it a political issue. Um, Not in terms of necessarily fixing the problem through political means, but more so trying to use whatever angle they can use to try to attack their opposition in the political field and say, see, this is why, blah, 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 blah. This is why, blah, 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 blah. The Democrats this, the Republicans this, the liberals this, the conservatives that. And they use those moments in total neglect of the tragedy itself, the pain that the family members are feeling, and the loss of their loved ones, and in this particular case, the loss of pretty much babies, um, the trauma of those who did survive, but they got to live with those images and live with that fear and that horror for the rest of their life. The stress of parents who pulled up to the scene not knowing, if their children were dead or alive, or if their children was one of the ones who made it or didn't make it. All of these things are neglected because all they're thinking about is how to spin this into a way to receive some kind of advantage and to bring people to their side and to say, well, see, this is why you should have done this, and this is why you should vote this way or think this particular way. See, these are the characteristics of a devil. See, I don't care anything about the people. Don't care nothing about the people. So it's just a trickle down effect. You're talking about from all the way at the top, all the way down, and to law enforcement themselves, and even more so in some cases, just the regular citizens who who follow suit into that line of thinking, and they basically just they hear somebody on TV say it, they hear somebody on the radio on some of these radio shows, these political shows, and they lean towards those philosophies, and they start to develop that mindset, which I can't really say develop, they already had it. That mindset just gets ignited in them that forget what happened. How can I politicize this? How can I flip this to make it lean towards my real agenda? And the agenda has nothing to do with the people. See, that's why this country is going to hell in a handbasket. That's why this country is on the way out. That's why, partly why, a lot of these types of things are happening in the first place. People will say, well, man, it's just mental health issues on the part of some people. Okay, that's cool. You got to be, that's like the obvious. You got to be kind of messed up in the head to even carry out an act like that. There got to be something wrong with you on some level, but also there's still an ideology that exists within that, But a lot of people have those same ideologies. They may not just act on it to that extreme degree, but that's why this country is going to hell in a handbasket. America is on the way out, and it's funny how those um, overly overzealous political clowns they carry on daily as if this thing is just perfectly intact and that this ship is just sailing unaffected. And what they don't know, this ship already hit the iceberg. It ain't even headed towards the iceberg. America has already hit the iceberg and is already taking on the water and is already in sink mode. But they would lead you to believe, partly because it's a part of them, some of them that actually believe themselves that God loves America and this thing is going to just carry on and carry on and carry on. Your insensitivity towards human life. See, human life to these cats is just it's just it's just pieces of the game that are used in order to accomplish the agenda. It's like life means nothing. So if I can look at an incident like that and I can be sitting at home going, ooh, this is a good chance for me to attack them. This is a good chance for me to attack them. And both sides will do the same thing. They'll come together and they'll speak about where the other one dropped the ball. And the fact of the matter is they all dropped the ball. And we've dropped the ball. We have to make sure that we get as far away from these people as we can. And when I say get as far away from them as we can, of course I mean physically, but you can't separate yourself from someone physically until you separate yourself from them mentally. You have to mentally check out first. You have to remove yourself mentally and make it, man, I can't think like they think. And I watch so many people who would claim to be free thinkers. It's like, oh, this old, I'm a free thinker. So many people that claim to be these free thinkers, it's funny how they think and speak and act just like the very people that I'm talking about. These people that you see on these news channels all the time, the people that you see on social media, the same people, they are being influenced, but they are the free thinkers though. That's kind of interesting to me. And you know who they're being influenced by simply based on how they talk, what you read in their posts, in their comments, what you see them talk about those who are maybe prominent enough to be interviewed on national platform. You see their mind. We can see your mind based on hearing your words. So I'm just encouraging us to not be fooled by that. Don't get caught up in that madness where we find ourselves arguing back and forth over these um, types of nonsensical points. See, the only point is, man, we need to be doing for self, protecting our children and our families, uh, getting your children the hell out of these schools if you can, the best you can. I understand all of the ins and outs and the different details and all that, but if you can, and getting again as far away from the mind of these satanic beings who care nothing about human life. They don't care nothing about them babies, man. They don't care nothing about them black people that got killed in Buffalo. They don't care about none of that. This was an opportunity. Whoo! I could use this. This might help me get an office down the line. This might help me get this position. I can speak on this and I can prove to those who I'm trying to get next to that I ride with them. Just in layman's terms. Come out of her, my people. All right, man, it's your big brother, K-Rino. I'll catch y'all later when we're another one before the day is over with. I promise, man. Got some interviews and stuff coming up soon, so y'all check your big brother out. All right, peace and love.